Have you tried everything to grow your forearms from dead hangs to farmer's walk? Supersetting these with wrist curls and extensions and even training them every day, yet they are not growing? Well, I got a simple solution for you. I always had a small wrist that I can reach around with my abnormally long fingers, the only long thing on my body, yet my forearms were always small. Having bigger forearms can make your waist look smaller. Actually, I don't believe that. But it is aesthetically more pleasing when you have a bigger size on your arms. But why is it not growing? Is it your genetics? Is it your training? Well, I'm free to say that it is both. Just like every muscle on your body, genetics will matter. But you can always grow them relative to their starting point, and that should be enough. So that leaves the training as the main cause. And recently I've been hooked up on Sudoku and decided to master it. And at a certain level, basic thinking just doesn't work anymore. You have to eliminate potential numbers to get to the fitting ones. And when you tried everything, you have to play this game just in the gym. Dead hangs. There's a major problem with them. It's not your forearms giving up, or it's your grip. Think about growing a muscle. You need stimulus. That means that you will have to go to hell and back, pushing it to failure and progressing it at the same time. But you can't get enough stimulus if your grip is punching you in the face. It doesn't mean that it won't grow. It will experience some gains, but it will plateau quickly, just like in my example. Farmer's carry. We got the same problem here. Your grip is failing before everything else. And on top of that, we are walking, and that created instability is going to challenge your grip even more. Yes, it will hit your forearms too, but you are shifting hypertrophy from one place to another. We can say it is not the most effective way to train them, especially if you are struggling to grow them anyway. But what happens when you try to superset them? Well, nothing. You get the worst of the worst. Both of these are doing the same thing, and now you don't even let them to rest. Yes, you will get a pump, but not all pumps lead to gains. Wrist curls are the first good approach. Your grip is not going to fail, but your forearms will. You can use a barbell, dumbbell, do 2 to 3 sets and push it to failure and progress it at the same time. You can't have bigger forearms if you are still curling the same weight. That's how you stay the same. And you only need to do it once. Whoa, what a shock. You don't need to do it every day. It's unnecessary and also excessive. Wrist extension, again, an excellent choice. You can use a barbell or a dumbbell. If you are using a dumbbell, there's a trick to it. Try to hold the dumbbell closer to the outer side, so the inner side is tilting the weight in. I know it doesn't make much sense when you're looking at it, but from a balance standpoint, especially when you are doing it, you will feel the difference. You don't want to mess around with balancing, you just want to get these muscles to fail the exercise and to progress them. And the same applies here. A weaker muscle is going to be smaller. You just need to try to get stronger than the day before you train this. Do this once per week for 2 to 3 sets to failure. Again, you don't need to do this every day. How I usually program it, if this is my main priority, then I will put it as the first exercise on my training day, because as your training progresses, the last few exercises you do is going to be less stimulating because of fatigue. If it is not your main prior, then you can slam it in the middle of your training or even as the last one. It is still going to grow. I usually add the wrist curl to my push day, just one, and the wrist extension to my pull day. Again, just one. But why not the other way around? Well, you can change this up. It doesn't actually matter, it is not going to affect your training. There are no rules. Do this for 8 to 16 months and your forearms are going to be noticeably bigger, veinier and more muscular. Maybe you won't look like Popeye, but compared to the starting size, it is going to be significantly bigger. And if you are struggling to push things to failure, you need to watch this video next. Talk to you in the next one.